I want to wrap this one up with a segment of Worst Take. This is your first one, man. Worst Take, where we react to some of the sound bites concerning the orange and blue around the NBA pod sphere, if you will. And this is from our guy, Screaming A. Oh, sorry. Stephen A. Smith. Here's what he had to say about these New York Knicks. Let's listen to it and react to it on the other side. Here we go.
If you're the New York Knicks, listen, you're pissing me off. I'm really getting disgusted with this organization right now, okay? I understand that you went out there and you got Karl Anthony Towns, who's been lights out. The brother's doing special things. Nothing but love for my man Cat right there. But I'm looking at the New York Knicks. Where's their identity? The story of the game is that they gave up 149 points. A Tom Thibodeau team has given up 149 points. Where's Tom Thibodeau at? Where is he? This imposter that's on the sidelines. You understand what I'm saying? Looking like Tom Thibodeau. Ain't the Tom Thibodeau that I know and love. Where's the defense at? Do you realize that the New York Knicks, how horrible they are defensively? Offensively, they are off the charts. I think that Jalen Brunson, I heard you earlier, Wendy, top 5 candidate for league MVP honors. The brother is balling out. We know what Karl Anthony Towns is doing. But I'm looking at the New York Knicks right now. No surprise for a Tom Thibodeau team. Ranked dead last in the NBA in bench minutes and bench scoring. I'm so surprised. So now you're questioning their depth, okay? And then defensively, yes, OG Anunoby has been out the last 5 games. Yes, they've been 4-1 in his absence. But their defensive rating is one of the worst in the league. You've got Mikal Bridges, you've got Josh Hart, and still you're looking at a team right now that's giving up points in bunches. The New York Knicks, from a talent perspective, are the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference behind Boston and Cleveland. We know this, okay? But the point that I'm making is you look at them and their lack of a defensive prowess or identity. There's no way in hell they have a chance against Cleveland or Boston. It's just that they should be able to beat everybody else because they're either bereft of the talent that the New York Knicks have or they just don't have the know-how once the playoffs arrive to really, really pull something off. I know that doesn't seem to apply to Indiana because they beat the Knicks in 7 games last year. But we all know that's because the Knicks were in a walking infirmary. OG goes down. Josh Hart got hurt. Jalen Brunson goes down, etc. Everywhere you look, the Knicks had injuries. But this year, right now, I don't like their bench. I don't like their depth. I don't like their absence of a defensive identity. And I'm looking at Tom Thibodeau, and I'm like, what the hell has happened? Where is Tom Thibodeau? We need the old Tom Thibodeau, the one that actually looked like he cared about defense, because we don't see it. This man is a Hall of Fame defensive mind. I don't know what the hell has happened to the New York Knicks defense this year. I still say they're closer, but only because there's only really 2 teams in the East to be worried about.
All right, man. What do you think about that, man? Stephen A. going off.
Oh, sometimes he actually says what we're all feeling, but he just lets it rip. And, as Hova says, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers don't lie when it comes to defense, but also body language. It's important too. And sometimes when you watch us out there, the defensive body language is just sad. And that just doesn't feel like a Knicks team that wants to go the distance. But I know we can turn it up. When we turn it up, and we can do it, you see it sometimes for a quarter. You'll sometimes see it for a whole game. When we need to turn it up, we can. So that's about turning that light on. And I would love it if the New York Knicks, KnicksFanTV, Knicks Nation makes Stephen A. Smith eat his words, take him back to Philly, and show us that we could actually go the distance or go deeper into the playoffs than we did this year. I think we could do it, but it's about having that heart. And I think when we get our bigs back, and when we get Mitchie back and OG back and everybody on the floor get into rhythm, I think we'll see if we're worth it.
Yeah, a lot of Knicks fans, because with Worst Take, whenever Knicks fans hear these things, they tag us like, yo, we got to respond to this. So they did. A lot of Knicks fans sent this to me, and some in disgust and some questioning him. I don't think he was wrong. He wasn't wrong. They don't play defense. They don't play championship caliber defense. And look, I think they can get past the first round with ease. Right now, in a 3-6 matchup, they're slated to play the Detroit Pistons, a Pistons team who has beaten them twice this year. However, I don't see them being able to beat the Knicks in a 7-game series. I'm really not worried about the Detroit Pistons. But he is right. The defense is lackluster. The bench, as of late, has been better. But overall, they are who they are. But what I'm not going to do is just blame Tibbs because his defense is bad. Because, number one, your defense is going to be as good as the players that you have to run the scheme. Right? There's a reason why they're bad this year, and in previous years, they've been much better. They've had the pieces. Mitch has been healthy. Hartenstein, look at what he's doing with OKC. He's been a great defender. They've had gritty guys. DiVincenzo was a gritty player. Like, you know, they've had the guys. OG came and transformed the defense. So they've been fantastic in previous years. Right now, without those two guys, Mitch and OG, they are what you see out there. Brunson and Towns are the marked men. Those are the guys in every game that teams are going to go after and look to expose. They're having tremendous success doing that. You know, Bridges has been up and down. They just don't have the pieces defensively to make a statement on a nightly basis.
Yeah, and we don't get out to the open three when we do have to close and double or on the pick and roll. We don't get out. It seems like everybody's always open when they take threes against us, and we just leave the lane wide open. So sometimes we do, and we have a hard time on ball defending with some of these really skilled guards out there, and there's so many skilled guards, and they're big,
right,
and they're quick, and they can get past us, break us down, and there's a kick out. Seems like there's always an open three, and it always feels like the other team makes it. Doesn't feel like we always make our open ones, but you know that's getting better too with some players.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. But look, either way, I think they can get past Detroit. Detroit's got like a 2.5 game lead up on the 6th seed. After that, you're either going to Boston or you're going to Cleveland. So you're going to have to put up or shut up in the second round. And their chances against those teams is all going to depend on what happens when their two most injury-prone players come back. That's just the bottom line. Yes, the bench is going to get strong, but you know the bench rotation, once Tibbs shortens it up, it's still going to be Precious and Deuce anyway. So those guys are still going to have to be relied upon to play well, play hard, and be consistent from now straight through the playoffs, man. So,
and shout out to Precious. He's been playing hard and playing well. He was huge the other night, the last 2 nights, making buckets, but also being an aggressive defender and rebounder. We need that.
Yeah, there we go.